right now on NBC Charlotte.
It's Super Bowl Sunday, and the New England Patriots are champions again.
I'm live in Phoenix with the miracle ending everybody's talking about.
You've heard of road rage, but how about air rage?
An NBC Charlotte investigation into mid-flight meltdowns and what you should do if you're faced with one.
Amber Alert Mystery, the search for a missing 14-year-old.
And we're tracking a system that might drown out your morning commute. NBC Charlotte News starts right now.
This is WCNC, NBC Charlotte News.
A stunning end. The Patriots are Super Bowl champions again, stealing a victory from the Seahawks with that last-minute interception in the end zone.
New England now has its fourth Lombardi trophy, and the party you can bet is on in Phoenix and in Boston. Patriots fans are simply thrilled with the outcome of this game, and you can bet the celebrations are certainly underway there, too. NBC Charlotte's Eugene Robinson is live for us tonight in Phoenix with post-game reaction and a whole lot more. Eugene, what a game.
I'm still shaking right now. I tell you what, I was on my way out to go to the tunnel as the game was ending, and we had a television screen up there. I was sitting there with Steve Young. We could hear the crowd noise screaming. Then we looked back at the television, hear the crowd screaming, look at the television. It was absolutely crazy and insane. Well, guess what? From beginning to end, so much drama. Take a look at what happened. Finally, it's game day.
Super Bowl 49 underway.
Now, during a hard-hitting first half, it was the Patriots who struck first.
2nd and 9. Brady throws, caught, LaFell, touchdown. Wilson.
The Seahawks answered. The tight-lipped and controversial Marshawn Lynch barreling into the end zone. And then, with just over 2 minutes left, what had been a game dominated by defense took a sudden shift. New England marching down the field. Tom Brady with the pass to Rob Gronkowski to put the Patriots back in front.
Arizona in December.
Seattle got the ball back with just 49 seconds left in the half, and led by a quick strike from Russell Wilson, the Seahawks reached the 11-yard line with 6 seconds on the clock. But after a timeout, Coach Pete Carroll skipped the almost certain field goal for a shot at the end zone. It worked.
He's got to get rid of it in a hurry. And he does, and it's caught! Touchdown!
A tied game at the half as the football gave way to a roar. Pop star Katy Perry rolled into the stadium on a mechanical lion to begin a medley of her hits, joined during the electric performance by Lenny Kravitz and rapper Missy Elliott. The electric show closing with a bang. The second half was an epic battle. The Seahawks grabbing the early momentum in a 10-point lead.
Wide open. Is back in.
But the Patriots, showing the will of a champion, fought back, reclaiming that lead. With just over 2 minutes left in the game, still the classic matchup wasn't over. An unbelievable catch moving Seattle into scoring position, but this interception ending the comeback and securing the Patriots' fourth World Championship. And we'll hear more later from Super Bowl champion Brandon LaFell coming up later.
All right, thanks, Eugene. We appreciate it. And we're breaking down all your opinions on all those Super Bowl commercials. Which ones came out on top? Keep it here. We're going to have the best and the worst coming up for you in just a few minutes. And need a refresher? We've posted all the ads for you on our website. You'll find them at WCNC.com.
Now to a developing story, the mysterious disappearance of a 14-year-old girl and her stepfather. Police describe him as a survivalist. Tonight, the search for the pair extends from the Carolinas all the way to Texas. NBC Charlotte's Erica Hayes is live at the Chesterfield County Sheriff's Office with the very latest on the effort to find them. Erica?
Yeah, Sonia, investigators just wrapped up day 3 in the search for Alexis Diaz. Sled helicopters were up in the air earlier tonight, searching wooded areas, looking for any signs of these two. Now, the sheriff tells me they followed up on hundreds of new tips and leads today, but tonight, still no sign of the pair.
We know a lot of places they are not, but we have no idea where they are.
It's the end of a long weekend for the Chesterfield County Sheriff's Office, but the search for 14-year-old Alexis Diaz is likely far from over.
We are concerned for her safety. because he is unpredictable.
Tonight, we're learning more about the suspect, Harlan Donald Melton. He has a criminal history with past convictions of assault and battery, marijuana growing, and criminal domestic violence. But even still, Alexis's mother, Sandra Melton, says she would have never expected this.
I don't think it will hurt her. But then again, who knows?
Melton says her husband has been known to disappear in the woods for long periods of time, once for 28 straight days. But investigators hope that will be more difficult to pull off with a teenage girl.
This girl is certainly going to be wanting to get to some comfort, creature comfort sooner or later.
Sled helicopters and search crews have been searching all weekend for this vehicle, a black Nissan Maxima with South Carolina tag IUF 593.
He's on NCIC, the national computer. He gets stopped, that car gets stopped anywhere in this country. We'll know about it immediately.
Now, Sheriff Brooks tells me that he and many of his deputies have been working for 48 hours straight on this case with no sleep. He tells me they'll spend the overnight hours tonight answering calls and following up on any new leads. Now, the FBI and SLED Fugitive Task Force and Bloodhound teams will be here to assist first thing in the morning, as well as extra officers at New Heights Middle School, where Alexis was last seen. Reporting live tonight in Chesterfield County, Erica Hayes, NBC Charlotte.
Tonight, we've got an NBC Charlotte exclusive.
Shut the f*** up. Shut the f*** up. You choking me? Get the f*** off of me. Stop it! There's a phone on this plate.
A months-long investigation with our partners at USA Today uncovers dozens of the worst cases of air rage, including some right here in the Queen City. NBC Charlotte's Michelle Bowden has the video and the tips on what you should do if you come face-to-face with just such a confrontation.
It was a U.S. Airways flight from Fort Lauderdale to Charlotte.
Someone needs to come here and tell me what's the problem.
YouTube video shows the confrontation between Lindsay Bien Amy and police.
Excuse me, this has nothing to do with you. Shut the f*** up. Shut the f*** up. You choking me? Get the f*** off of me.
Officers were called onto the plane.
You gotta get off the plane.
After Broward County, Florida Sheriff's report showed the then 22-year-old refused to turn off her cell phone as the plane was taxiing on the runway.
It's gonna go down bad.
Reports show the woman swung her arms and fisted police, kicked one in the groin as they cuffed her.
You wouldn't believe what happens on the airplane.
Air rage. Stop it! The internet
There's a phone on this plane
is filled with videos capturing passengers freaking out. And the Charlotte-based president of the Association of Professional Flight Attendants says this kind of thing happens all the time.
How big a problem is air rage in general?
It's pretty bad.
In this post-9/11 world, she blames nerve-wracking security checkpoints, stressed-out passengers sitting in cramped quarters, and sometimes frustrating rules about cell phones.
What do you think it is that stresses passengers out the most?
I think it's their lack of control.
NBC Charlotte partnered with USA Today, pouring through FAA reports of air rage over the last 5 years. What our investigation found? 1/5 of the incidents involved passengers not wanting to turn off cell phones and laptops, and 1/4 of the incidents involve alcohol.
People lose all their inhibitions, and once they lose that, they don't care. They will do whatever they want to.
Kathy Bossy says all flight attendants are trained to deal with disruptive passengers. But what can you do as a passenger just trying to get where you're going?
Passengers can just assist us in restraining customers that have gone, as I say, berserk, go crazy, start acting up.
And Bossy offers this simple message.
What's your best advice to passengers as they fly?
Remain calm.
Just calm down.
Just calm down.
In Charlotte, Michelle Bowden, NBC Charlotte.
Well, we took a look at the consequences of air rage, and fines can go upwards near $25,000. But you know what? In many cases, convicted passengers were able to negotiate their fines all the way down to almost nothing. The woman on that flight from Fort Lauderdale to Charlotte is expected to go to trial sometime this spring, and you can bet that YouTube video is going to be part of the case. Well, after a clear weekend, we are tracking some major changes.
That's right. Rain is heading our way, and that may certainly make for a messy morning commute. Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich is watching the system closely and has your hour-by-hour forecast.
Yeah, the rain is already here. It's been with us most of the evening. Came in about 7 or 8 o'clock, and it's been pouring most of the evening, and it's going to continue overnight. We've got wind advisories for the mountains and one winter weather advisory for Avery County. That's really for tomorrow into tomorrow night. As the colder air moves in, the wind is going to be a big story tonight through the day tomorrow. You can see the pockets of moderate and sometimes heavy rain moving in from the west. There's a big band of thunderstorms back in Tennessee that's weakening. I'm not going to be surprised if we hear a rumble of thunder. Nothing severe tonight, but the winds are howling because of this strong cold front. It's not really because of thunderstorms. Southerly winds are cranking up, and that's produced temperatures in the mid and even some cases upper 50s. Temperatures actually going up tonight, so don't expect temperatures to move much at all. Your hour-by-hour forecast as we go through the morning, pockets of heavy rain right through the morning commute, but improving conditions tomorrow, but it's going to get a lot colder as we see a dramatic temperature drop. We'll talk more about that coming up in your full forecast.
All right, thanks, Brad. And remember, everybody, when we're not on the air, you can track the weather at home. Just download our Charlotte Weathercaster app. It's free, and you can find it in your app store.
New tonight, the story of a llama attacked, tortured, and killed. Police tell us they know who did it, but no one knows why.
A viewer sent us this news tip, and NBC Charlotte's Dan Yasinoski has the story tonight from Union County.
Here at Borderline Farms, there are about 60 alpacas and around half a dozen llamas. But Wednesday afternoon, deputies say one of those llamas suffered a graphic, horrific death.
Come here, Larry. Come on.
Tammy Limer is a llama lover.
Oh, I know you love Mama. That's my sweetheart.
Which is why losing one of her own was like losing a member of her family.
It was a horrible death. And she was one of my pets.
Union County deputies say these 3 men went onto Limer's farm Wednesday afternoon, brutally killing one of her llamas.
I know these animals good enough to know that she laid there and screamed and screamed.
Limer says 10-year-old Mighty was cut in half. Her body found in 2 different places.
The animals stay up here. They won't go back there. It bothers me. It makes me mad.
James Lee, Alexander Clark, and Cody Bray are in jail, charged with felony breaking and entering, felony larceny, second-degree trespassing, and cruelty to animals.
They did what they needed to do, which was heinous.
In Union County, Dan Yasinoski, NBC Charlotte.
Well, as I mentioned, a viewer told us about this crime. If you have a story and you'd like us to report on it, send us an email to newstips@wcnc.com. 8 people are recovering tonight after a bad crash that happened near the Billy Graham Parkway. This was the scene as crews rushed to help after a van flipped over. We're told the driver and 7 passengers suffered minor injuries. No word yet on what caused the crash. Tonight, the search is on for a shooter in East Charlotte. One person was shot on North Sharon Amity Road. This happened about 3 this afternoon. Medic tells us that person has life-threatening injuries. Police haven't named any suspects so far.
State investigators are teaming up with Lenore police to solve a murder mystery. 39-year-old Hope Story Webb was found dead in the parking lot of an apartment complex early this morning. Authorities think that she may have been stabbed. They will know more after the medical examiner issues a report.
Well, nearly 200 people took time out of their Super Bowl Sunday for the first Cops and Barbers panel. The idea is to create an open and honest dialogue between the police and the community, similar to what you might find in a barber shop. The hope is that this builds better relationships.
We wanted the real, uncut questions from the community. We wanted them to see exactly how the community felt. We didn't want to water it down.
Just think if Michael Brown and Darren Wilson had sat at this table tonight, would Michael Brown act towards the way that he did to Darren, and would Darren have act towards Michael Brown? That conflict would have never happened with the results that they had in Ferguson.
Well, the program called Cops and Barbers is going to be held in a different location every month of this year.
Coming up, rating those Super Bowl ads. You voted, and we're counting down your favorites next.
Plus, the one commercial that made people so mad, the company is already apologizing.
Rain rolling in tonight, but coming up, we're going to let you know when this will change this snow in the North Carolina mountains.
It's all next on NBC Charlotte.
Katie said she thought this was a car.
Yeah.
And it's built using wind?
Marcia.
Jan, this isn't about you.
It never is.
My doctor called in a prescription.
Yes.
You're not Greg.
I'm sort of Greg.
So which one was your favorite? Well, for quite a few people, the Super Bowl is really just the game that kind of takes place in between the commercials.
Yeah, it certainly is. Our partners at USA Today are at it again, rating all the ads based on your votes. Nick Giovanni shows us which ones hit the mark and which ones fell flat.
On football's grandest stage, the spotlight often shifts from the big game to the biggest advertising blitz of the year. The annual advertiser's dream had consumers seated at watch parties across the country, paying close attention to commercials that range from the feel-good variety to flashbacks.
Shut up!
To a series of celebrities turning the punchlines on themselves.
You got Kim Kardashian making fun of her narcissism. You got Brett Favre making fun of his "What job can I find today?" A former James Bond in there trying to figure out why he can't get an ad that looks like James Bond anymore.
Inside a war room at USA Today headquarters, Bruce Horowitz and his ad meter team monitored more than 20,000 viewers who registered to rate each commercial. A common theme emerged.
Think kind of the Kumbaya Bowl, advertisers who want to give you kind of an inner peace.
Even the self-proclaimed king of beers seemed to capture the Kumbaya feel with the help of a puppy.
That was good. It was cute. Got everybody all heartfelt about the puppy.
Advertisers are learning slowly that you got to tell a story in an interesting way. There's got to be a beginning, a middle, and end.
You can see where each commercial ranked from top to bottom on usatoday.com. Nick Giovanni, NBC Charlotte. Bill, Sonia.
All right, thanks, Nick. And we just got the results from the poll, and the winner is the lost dog ad from Budweiser. Of course, it featured that cute puppy that accidentally ends up a long way from home. It got a lot of views on our website before it officially aired tonight. In second place, the Always Like a Girl ad. I didn't know what that was about until it finally came up.
It was very, very good. I like that one.
Yeah, then the Fiat blue pill ad came in third place.
Now, there's one company that's getting a lot of backlash already about their ad. Nationwide is apologizing for this one. Some are calling it the darkest Super Bowl ad ever. It opens with a boy talking about how he'll never be able to get married, learn to ride a bike, or travel the world because of his unexpected death. You can watch the entire ad and give us your thoughts by logging on to our website at WCNC.com.
And rain moving into the Carolinas right now. You'll need the umbrella in the morning, but coming up, I'll tell you why you're going to need a jacket by the end of the day. All right, some wet weather out there tonight. Actually kind of warm. Feels like spring out there. We had 5 straight days below average with the temperature department. Today, we shot up into the 50s. It's going to be a warm and rainy overnight. Clearing skies tomorrow, and that's really going to set the stage for some much colder weather. And that cold weather is going to last in through most of the week. We're really getting back into a cooler than average pattern. Now, the winds, they're howling out the south tonight between 25 and 30 miles an hour. But tomorrow, those winds are going to swing around to the northwest and really begin to pick up. So the rain, it's only in the morning. Notice temperatures, though. The high temperature tomorrow is going to be what you wake up to in the morning with rain. As we go through the day, that temperature is going to be nosediving as skies clear. It's going to be one of those flip-flop kind of days. The rain is out there right now. Pockets of heavy rain out there. In fact, anywhere you see the kind of yellows and the darker greens, all of this moving to the north and east. The main front is actually way back here, but there's another line of showers that is yet to move through. With that front sitting right there, it's going to take a while to get in here. So we're probably talking early morning before we start to see the rain come to an end, maybe 8, 9 o'clock. But on the backside, as the cold air filters in, this all changes the snow in the mountains, and cold air builds in. We'll see temperatures struggle to even get into the 40s by Tuesday afternoon, and those morning lows will be back down into the 20s as we watch another late week system that could be kind of interesting. There's the futurecast. The rain moving out, flips the snow in the mountains about midday. And because of the wet roads from the rain tonight, we're going to watch for some icy patches by tomorrow evening. That's why the winter weather advisory is up. Not a lot of snow expected up there, but certainly enough that it could cause some issues. Now, throw in on top of that some very strong winds across the area. They'll be gusting between 25 and 30 miles an hour. And then as we go up into the mountains, they could gust as high as 50 tomorrow. That's why we have the wind advisory in effect. Snowfall, it's not a lot. Near the Tennessee line, Beach, Sugar Mountain, once again, will end up with the lion's share of snow, maybe 1 to 2 inches, but it's really everything icing over as those temperatures drop during the day tomorrow. So tomorrow, dropping temperatures. These highs, very deceiving. Likely going to be during the morning with temperatures falling throughout the afternoon. Here in the Piedmont, those highs are probably going to be right around midnight with falling temperatures throughout the day. As you go east of Charlotte, those temperatures pretty warm, but it's all early in the day. It's downhill from there. Notice the temperatures falling most of this week. Got to keep an eye on Thursday. There's not a lot of moisture around. I'm not going to be shocked if we see a wet snowflake, maybe here or there mixed in with the rain. Very cold air moves in behind that system. So by Friday, high temperatures are only in the 30s. So while we don't have, I would call a winter storm in the forecast, it is a cold and kind of stormy week with a lot of close calls.
All right. Thank you, Brett.
Up next in sports, we're going back out to Phoenix for a look at the play that sealed the Patriots' win.
Well, Deflategate, Seahawks repeat. Lots of storylines going into this game. All of them went right out the window as soon as they kicked it off. There's 2 players that are going to find this thing tonight. Pick it up under 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Seahawks down by 4, driving. Russell Wilson puts it up for Jermaine Kersey. Bobbles this thing. Looks like he drops it, but no. Somehow pulls it in for a huge gain. Check this thing out again. Bobbles, tipped, rolling around, hands up. Is he going to get it? Yeah, he pulls it in for a catch. All right, skip ahead. Same score, 27 seconds to go in the game. Seahawks second to go on the 1-yard line. They try to run a pick play, and they get picked off. Malcolm Butler read this thing to perfection. Seals the victory for New England. Take another look. Why they didn't give it to Marshawn Lynch, who knows? Pete Carroll said he takes the full blame for that afterward. There was no later on for the Seahawks. Pats win this thing final 28-24. Let's go now to our man Eugene Robinson, who was there for the entire thing. Eugene, have you seen anything like what happened there tonight to Seattle?
No, it was absolutely crazy, Chris. I mean, you've seen everything from offense to defense, back and forth, roller coaster. I caught up with a guy that you don't know, Kyle Arrington, but a guy that the Carolinas definitely know, Brandon LaFell, and here's what they had to say.
Man, it's a great feeling, man. You know, to come where I started, go through the whole free agency market, and get here and land with a great team, great quarterback, go out here and produce the way I did. In this game to be down 10 and defense make a couple of stops. You put the ball in the greatest quarterback that ever played this game, hands, and, man, you know, he led us down the field in 2 drives, and hey, man, we won this game.
Seattle, you know, can't get enough credit to those guys. They had to have a great team. Defending champions, and obviously, you know, they deserve to be here, obviously. And, you know, to come up, you know, we knew it was going to fall on us at the end of the game. And for, you know, for us to come up big like that, you know, the situation, this is awesome. It's awesome.
Well, it was. They did come up really big, and no doubt this has been one of the best Super Bowls of all time. It will go in history as that. Chris, back to you.
Thanks a lot there, Eugene. Great job out there all week, man. Get some rest. You definitely deserve it there. Moving on, we have the Patriots as NFL champions, but I got to take this little time to tell you about a team that's just rolling that you've probably never heard of. South Carolina Lady Gamecocks. I know, you're going to give me a bunch of messes about this, but these women are rolling. Today, they rolled the old Miss Lady Rebels. Bianca Cuevas scored 21 points. They're 21-0 on the year. Anybody not clapping for that? Come on. There you go. There you go. 21-0. Ladies, hey, that's a Looking at You Nation salute. It's it for sports. Back before news right after this.
Hey guys, don't go to sleep. Our live Tonight Show Super Bowl special from Phoenix is about to start. Will Ferrell, Kevin Hart, and I are going to have an epic lip sync battle. Plus, Ariana Grande performs and tons of surprises. You got to watch. We're live next.
Okay, we got to watch.
Yeah.
We also have to prepare for a pretty messy commute.
Yeah, it's going to be warm in the morning. Here's the good news. Bad news, it's going to be wet. You're going to need the umbrella early on. You know how it is in the morning commute when you have some wet weather around. It's going to be very messy, and fortunately we can't get the graphic to go, but I would tell you it's going to be in the low 50s, rain throughout the morning. 7-day forecast will show colder temperatures moving in over the next couple of days and staying right through the end of the week. So the cold, stormy pattern is here this week.
All right, but at least we can start out warm.
Yeah, at least it's warm. It's going to be very wet, though, in the morning.
All right, thanks, Brad, and thank you for staying up late with us. We sure appreciate it. Next newscast tomorrow morning at 4:30.